Welcome back to our channel.
It's Sean.
And Billy.
And we're Free to Roam.
Today, we would like to talk to you guys about 10 things that we think you need as an RVer when you hit the road. Before you pull your rig anywhere, before you go anywhere, we think these are the 10 things that you should have.
More importantly, these are the 10 things that we would go get again.
Absolutely.
On day one.
On the road full-time almost a year, and you know, before we took the road we watched a ton of videos about RVing, and we kind of thought we had to go out and buy everything right away. And now looking back after almost a year, there are a few things that we think, yeah, we definitely needed that day one when we took off, but there's some other things that we're like,
we're just carrying extra stuff.
Yeah. So when we're talking about day one essentials, what you really need to have day one before you get to take your fifth wheel or your RV anywhere is
power, water, and sewer.
So those are the first things on our list that we're going to talk to you about. Sean's going to go over each of them. Okay, power.
So power, first thing is you want a surge protector.
Power protection.
Power protection. You don't just want to hook your expensive rig up to any pedestal. I'm going to grab our stuff and show you that we use the Hughes Power Former.
Sean uses a little Velcro to actually keep his power cord hung inside of our front bay here.
Yep.
And that
surge
is the
protector we use, and the one I recommend,
Power Watchdog.
Power Watchdog by Hughes. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do on this pedestal is let this thing do its job. So you make sure it's off. Plug it in, and then when you flip the breaker, you're going to watch the watchdog. It's going to go through a series of checks. Hear that audible click, and it stays white. If there was something wrong with the pedestal, you'll see an error code down here, and the watchdog will turn red.
Okay.
So we know we have good power at this pedestal, so I'll go ahead and connect the rest of the stuff.
Okay. So that is power protection, day one, must have.
Must have.
Okay, next thing on our list is water. You
Okay.
gotta have some way to have water in your rig if you're gonna use it.
And day one, you need a water-safe drinking hose, pressure regulator. You don't want to hook this up to just the water straight away, and a filter. And you can be as elaborate with that filter as you want. We just use basic filtration because our drinking water comes from another source.
It's our water-safe drinking hose.
This one's the Camco EvoFlex, and I think it's 50-footer. People have asked me, hey, how much water hose do you need? I would say 2 50-footers and a 25. That's just me personally, and then I carry an extra one for a black tank flush. Okay, so not necessarily day one must have, but a really convenient thing to have is this 90 coming out of your inlet, and I use a flow meter. So you can pick those up on Amazon or whatever. I just think they're handy to have because you can shut off the water here, and the quick connects just make it super easy to hook up. I use a T at the main spigot. That way I can hook up a rinse hose, black tank hose, whatever you want to do. I have my inline pressure regulator. These are the new Camco Taste Pures. That's your basic filtration. Again, the quick connect.
And how often do we replace that filter?
I replace these every 3 months, whether they need it or not. Pigtail, always handy. The T, not necessary, but handy. Some type of regulator, I like the adjustable ones. Filter, drinking water safe hose.
Okay, day one. Next thing, sewer.
Let me glove up.
Glove up. Always, always, always use some type of gloves when you are handling any of your sewer connections.
Okay, day one, some things you're gonna need. You might think this is not a necessity. Maybe it's not. But supporting that hose instead of letting it lie on the ground, trust me, you're gonna want one of these.
Especially to keep it at an angle, right?
Yeah, it just gives you that gradual slope. As far as the black tank and the sewer stuff goes,
Gloves.
gloves, something separate to keep all your
Sewer
icky stuff in,
connections.
hand sanitizer, and Lysol.
Yeah.
Just trust me,
because.
keep them handy. Now, this is not necessary for day one, but it's the new connector, the flow view. This actually locks in. I love it.
You'll see a lot of people at RV parks put a rock or something on theirs to hold it in. Well, we don't have to because it just snaps in.
I mentioned the water hoses earlier. As you cycle through water hoses, your old ones can be used as your black tank flush. Just don't ever hook this hose back up to fresh water. Keeping the caps in your sewer hose helps keep that ickiness contained, even though they're usually rinsed relatively clean. I think one 10-foot section will be really good for this. We actually travel with 30 feet. I have 2 extra sections in the storage under the rig, but the one that's handy and used the most is in with the ickies. For us, day one, I swear by the Valterra valve. It's just an additional gate valve on the end of your sewer pipe, this guy right here, okay? Just one extra layer of protection for all the black tank and gray tank stuff. This one has a little window so you can see if anything's leaking out of there before you open the valve, so you know you're not gonna get a little accident. It's not a necessity per se. You don't need it to hook up your hose.
But we would get it again on day one.
But I would definitely have it on day one, just because you don't ever want
convenience.
You don't ever want to have that problem.
Yeah.
where that something goes wrong at that location.
Okay, so what's the next thing on our list?
Okay, a couple more like day one things that we would immediately add to any new rig. Snap pads. We love them.
There's snow and mud.
And
There's snow and mud inside our snap pad right now.
You can tell they take a beating. They give you a nice rubber. They're made with repurposed tires.
But they take the beating so that the legs of your RV don't.
Yep.
So you can see we have how many snap pads?
Our rig takes a set of 6. We have the 6-point hydraulic leveling system.
And the next thing going along with day one, what?
You gotta have wheel chocks. So I really like these rubber ones because they are so durable. And they have a little, almost like tread on the bottom. They're just going to keep your rig from rolling when you're hooking and unhooking. Chocks, wheel chocks, definitely. First day, got to have them.
Moving on down our list, the next thing.
The TPMS system. We're not sponsored. We bought this with our own money. We use the TST, I believe it's TST 507. This is the little head unit that goes in your vehicle. I just clip it on my bullet point mounting system on the dash. But what it tells me is real-time temperature and pressure on all 4 tires, and it just cycles through. What that's going to do is let you know if something's overheating or you have a rapid loss in air pressure, so you can pull over safely instead of having to deal with a blowout and causing you potential accident on the highway.
How does the TST head unit read the tires?
Okay,
To people that don't know.
Yeah, this thing, all it does is it comes with, there's a couple different options right there on the
That is what you screw onto the valve, and it reads the tire pressure and the temperature.
Yep, sure does. And there's one on each tire. Okay, like I said, in the truck, just flip this guy on, and it'll come up and start to read the...
And we have the bullet point mounting system, so,
Yeah, so
Sean will do his Garmin over here, which we'll get to that in a minute. He'll do his tire pressure here, and then I can put my phone here in order to do a secondary route.
yeah, so there you see, as I'm driving down the road, I have that data, the tire pressure, and the...
And when it comes on, you can see, I don't know if you want to hold that. It's beeping right now because
it's about 30 degrees here today and everything's under pressure.
Okay, so that's your tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS. When we talk about tire safety and being aware that you need to keep your tires the proper inflation in order to safely travel down the road with your rig, we also carry equipment with us so that we can properly inflate our tires if they happen to be a little bit low. So Sean's going to talk to you about 2 of the tools he carries with us all the time. Not sure if they would be day one must-haves, but I mean, if we were to do it again, we would do it on day one because it's a safety thing. Okay, Sean, what you got?
Well, like Billy was saying, do you need this on day one? Hopefully not, but could you have a blowout on day one? You could. We have 2. I usually have one in the tow vehicle and then one on the rig. I like the little Craftsman for the truck because it's also a vacuum. You know, it helps clean up around the truck or whatever. But that one's good up to 150 PSI, so that'll handle the big trailer tires too. The go-to, though, is the Air, and I forgot the model number on this one. I want to say it's like the 450. It's the RV, designed for RVs.
And I've actually got footage of this. I'll pop up here too because we've had to use this. We hooked up one morning and it was a cool fall morning and one of the tires was a little bit low. It was reading low on the TPMS, so we hooked this up and we used it.
Oh yeah, it just comes in super handy. Comes with all the things you need to air up your tires. But it's really simple. Clips on your battery, runs on 12 volt. And then we actually, I've used it for quite a few things actually. These are the... you put those in our inflatable paddle boards. The 2 hoses that are, and I think you can have like, they're 2 25-foot hoses, so you can reach 50 feet if you needed to. Definitely
a good thing to have in order to keep your tires at a safe pressure.
Yes, I would want to have something, one of these 2 at least, on day one.
Okay, so the next thing on our list that we'd like to talk about that we did day one pretty much, and what if we were to get a new rig, we'd do it again, is the mattress.
RV mattresses suck. I don't think that's a secret. They just throw something in there so that they can say, hey, you're ready to go camping.
I mean, they're getting better. They're trying to put better, thicker mattresses in there, but they're still not very good.
Yeah.
So we went with, we're not sponsored. Remember, we're not sponsored. Nobody gave us this mattress, but we went with Brooklyn Bedding, RVmattresses.com. We actually went with, what
we got the, I'm a big guy, and I like a little firm mattress. We went with the, I think it's called the Titan XL.
Yeah.
It's their like...
It's a king. It's an RV king.
Yeah, RV king. We love it.
I mean, absolutely. I love it. You know, they give you, I think they give you a 120 night try it out type thing, but we love it. There's no way we would do
I don't think I'll ever do anything. There's cheaper options on Amazon, and I'm sure they're perfectly fine. But for my money, they're made in America. They're made in Arizona. They stand behind their product.
Yeah, they came in the mail. Like you'll see, I'll throw some video up here. We got it in a box that got delivered to us. We carried it in. We unpackaged it and let it poof up a little bit. And it's great. I absolutely love it. We've been on it for almost a year now, and I wouldn't change a thing.
No, not a thing. It's made in America. They ship it right to your door. Can't beat that.
Yeah. So definitely mattress upgrade.
Okay, so Bill, we're talking about first day things, and you know we didn't spend thousands of dollars on the Blue Tech system yet. So what is your solution for first day water filtration and how we do it in the camper?
Well, I am a water snob. I drink water all the time. I've always got a glass of water with me. So we initially thought maybe we could do a Brita pitcher in the fridge, but we kept filling it all the time and it's kind of a pain. So I went with a water jug. So we have a 5-gallon water jug here, and we put it on a cute little stand. And I have this little pump right here.
It's USB rechargeable.
Yeah, so here's the cord. Came with this little cord, USB rechargeable. So I put it on here, and whenever I need water, I just come over here and I fill it up. Initially, when we got this water jug, we actually had one you had to pump. And it worked okay, but sometimes if it didn't get a good seal, it wouldn't pump very well. So we got this, and we only have to recharge it maybe once every week or two. I mean,
yeah,
it
maybe a
doesn't,
couple
yeah.
weeks.
So it comes in handy for us. We can just take this 5-gallon jug out of this, and we take it to the grocery store and we fill it up for $2. This is my solution for fresh, good drinking water, no matter where we're at. Whether we're boondocking, whether we're plugged in, I drink this. We do use our water from our fresh tank or city water hookups for cooking and coffee and things like that. But when I drink water, I like it to come from here. That's what I use. That's one thing. If we had to do it all over again and I wanted drinking water, I would go with the same setup. Okay, another thing on our list that we think you need day one after you get an RV, before you hit the road, is a way to safely route yourself from one destination to the other. As you know, not all roads are RV safe. There are low bridges, there are sharp turns, narrow roads, things like that that you need to be aware of before you pull a huge rig down the highway. So Sean's going to talk to you about what we use as far as routing ourselves the RV safe way from one destination to the other. Okay, so Sean, what do you use as far as your computer there? What are you doing?
I am on RV Life Pro. It is probably the gold standard in RV navigation. It's because it's so handy and it's so powerful. You can lay out a route, you can apply filters, you can find where fuel stops are, where overnight stops are. They've just recently integrated Harvest Hosts as one of the point of interest that you can map to. But basically, it is designed as an RV safe, and I'm talking about it knows low bridges or crossings that you don't want to go across, like railroad crossings where you might high center. It's going to warn you about all those things and then deconflict your route. I can build the route on the computer, and then Billy logs into her phone in the vehicle, and using Apple CarPlay, there's an RV Life app, and you can see the route then on your vehicle navigation.
We'll show you in the truck what it looks like on travel day when we set this up.
The POIs are point of interests. Any filters you want on there, you can turn on, and then I always leave on show low clearances. You can see, you can even show weather layers, so if you're going to be running into like lateral winds or storm systems.
You can see our setup here, but I plug my phone in to the Apple CarPlay. I have the RV Life app. I go to at the bottom of the app, you'll see here where you can click trips. I'll click our trips, and the most recent trip that Sean has in there that's active will come up, so I will select it, and then I will go to the next destination, because if we're going to do a long several-day trip, he will put in all the destinations, including the overnight stops, the fuel stops, all that. So the first one that we want to go to, right now it looks like we're going to Loveland RV Resort. So I will hit the navigate button on here, and it pulls up, it's calculating my RV safe route, and it shows the route that we want to go. With the Apple CarPlay, I will go to Sean's truck and I will select CarPlay, and I have to make sure it's on RV Life. And there it shows the directions, so I will click the directions that we want to go, and I'll say start navigation, and it will start navigation, and then I will put it up here on the bullet mount. So Sean, as he's driving, can see the screen on the truck, he can see the TPMS, and he can see his Garmin navigation. I, over here, can see turn-by-turn directions on my cell phone as well. So this is our Garmin, and what model do we have?
This is the RV890.
So he'll go in and he will put in the destination in here.
Yep.
This is set up, by the way, this Garmin is set up with our truck and our rig specifically, the dimensions of our rig, so it knows what we can go on safely.
Yes.
Different rigs can go on different things like low bridges or whatever, but this is set up specifically for us.
And the same way with RV Life. You go in there and tell it, hey, this is our length, this is our height, and that's how it calculates your routes.
So he gets that up, and he's got the mount, the charging mount up here hooked onto his bullet mounting as well. So he'll put in his route on that, and he will put it up there. And then when we're driving down the road, he can see all of the important things he needs to see. We've got our Garmin over there, the TPMS here, and my phone, plus the directions down here. So we have lots of ways to safely route us to our next destination.
Yep.
This does seem redundant, but we like it for us because we just want to be safe. The most important parts of RV preparation and travel are safety.
Traveling safely.
Yeah.
And if you put an emphasis on safety, that's something on day one that you're going to want to be able to do is navigate an RV safe route.
Okay, now that we're set up and we're traveling, I'm going to show you how our travel day setup works as far as the stuff that Sean monitors while we drive down the road. Okay, so over here we've got our Garmin, which has our RV safe directions on it. Here we've got our TPMS that's monitoring our tire pressures and the temperature. Up here we've got our backup camera. And then right here we've got my cell phone connected to Apple CarPlay. So we've got the route on CarPlay and then turn-by-turn directions on my cell phone. So this is a redundancy we like to use to safely travel in our rig. We don't stray from it. This is important to us because we want to be able to travel safely, right, Sean?
Yeah, I'll just give a quick shout out to Bullet Point. We just had this stuff sort of like suction cup gripped and everything for a while, but we decided to go ahead and go to the Bullet Point mounting system. Not because we're sponsored. We bought that with our own money, and it has been we really like it. I'll just put it that way. It's very, very strong, very safe, very secure, and it keeps all of our stuff a little bit more organized.
Okay, so that's how we route ourselves in our RV safely from one place to the next. Comment down below, what do you guys use to navigate, to route yourselves from one place to the next in your RV? Do you use RV Life? Do you just use Apple Maps, Google Maps? Do you use a Garmin? Do you just wing it?
Yeah.
If you got advice for us or tips for us that we can use, please let us know. Like I said, we're in our first year here, so we're still learning. Okay, as you guys can see, on this list of things we think new RVers should have, or what we think we would have if we start over, a lot of it is Sean stuff. There are a couple things on this list that I truly believe in, and one of them is my travel day checklist. I actually got this off of another channel. I took it from Chad and Tara, Changing Lanes, and I absolutely love this checklist. I took it and I modified it to be more specific to us. I laminated it so when it gets wet.
Yes, she has a laminator.
So I laminated it, and to make it easier, so when it gets wet, it doesn't warp the paper. So also I can take a dry erase marker and I can check everything off as we're going through the checklist. When you secure your rig, and when you secure everything in your rig, and hitching are the most important things. So I live by this checklist. We do not stray from it. We do not try to wing it. We go off our checklist every travel day. Whether we're going or whether we're coming, we use these two checklists. I have one for travel day and one for camp setup, and we use it religiously. It's just very important to us. Even though we've been doing this a year, a lot of this stuff may become comfortable and we're like, oh, we know what we're doing. We still wait for the steps on the checklist because we don't want to make any mistakes. So if anybody is interested in my checklist that you can take and cater to be your own, just email us or reach out to us, comment on the video, and I will email you a copy of my checklist so that you can cater it to your needs. You know, these aren't necessarily the things we're telling you to go out and buy. We're not sponsored by anybody. No one has given us any of this stuff for free. We just think if we can share some information with new people that we wish we would have known when we hit the road.
Yeah.
If we were to hit the road again full time with a brand new rig as new full-timers, this is the stuff we would go get before we travel or pull our rig anywhere. It is Red Friday, and we don't know if you know this or not, but we try to put our videos out every Friday. We love to support our troops, and you know, Red Friday means remember everyone deployed. So we think that Red Friday is a perfect day for us to release our videos. We try to release them at 4 o'clock Mountain Time.
Yep.
Every Friday.
We'll look for them in the afternoon.
Yeah, so if you're following us and you want to know, hey, when's your next video? Fridays. We travel here in a couple days. We're following Birdie around, watching some of his golf. He's got one more tournament, their district tournament for the year. And then we're going to head south, and we're heading to the Texas Alliance rally.
Oh, yeah.
So we are so excited.
We are really looking forward to meeting some new allies and making some new friends within the Alliance community.
Yes, but by the time you see this video, we will actually be on our way to Texas. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, if you guys have any comments on the things that we have in our list, or if there's something we forgot on the list that you think we should add, comment down below and let us know what else we should add to the list that would help other people out.
Yeah, because that's what it's all about. Sharing and caring. One thing I want to mention real quick is Billy and I have been talking about this. A lot of channels try and achieve monetization. We're goal oriented, and we want to achieve that goal because we think it means that, you know, people are actually tuning in. So what we've decided, being veterans, is that once we get monetized, we are going to pledge that any money we make from our channel is going to go to some of our favorite military and veteran charity. We're
teaming up with a couple veteran charities that mean a lot to us personally. We'll give you more information on that later. But yes, as our channel does approach that 1,000 subscriber mark and we become monetized, we are going to pledge any money that we make from this channel is going to go to those charities.
If you like what we're doing, share it with somebody and maybe they'll subscribe too.
Thanks for checking in again, you guys. Thanks for watching our channel, and
Until next time.
yeah, we'll see you next Friday. Safe travels. Take care. Bye.